Hello everyone and welcome back to the NASCAR Heat 5 Clint Bowyer season mode. We've completed 10 races and I've won 5. So we've already got a 50% win ratio. We're up to race number 11 from Dover. I'll let you take a look at the point standings. We've got about a 90-point lead above Martin Truex Jr. Good stuff so far. We even had one DNF, and we're still that far ahead. And keep in mind that Martin Truex Jr. and myself are the only two winners within the top 16 in points. The rest of the winners, DiBenedetto, Dillon, Almirola, and Bubba Wallace, are outside. So that moves the point standings in many directions by having Kyle Busch, who should be in third, moved all the way down to 7th because he is yet to win a race this year. So currently the point standings are getting pretty ridiculous with some not so good, I guess you could say, winners. So anyway, on to race number 11 from Dover. Not really expecting much, hoping to get maybe a top 10 stage points, so on. And let's get into it. No custom setup deal. We're going straight NASCAR Heat setup. Alright, so here we are at Dover, and like I mentioned, do you notice how this is still 2019 Dover? This is in no way 2020 Dover, but I don't know, I guess they, to be completely honest with you, I think that they rushed NASCAR Heat 5 to the absolute limit. You know, maybe waiting until a September release would have benefited them just to update the game to, you know, 2020 rather than just release NASCAR Heat 4 literally just again. You know, this would be excusable if this game didn't cost $60. I didn't pay $60 for it, though. I paid $23.99 for it. And I'm driving like that's how much I paid for the car. Okay, that was a bad lap. 18th place. I expect to race somewhere around there. More or less, I'm hoping to go kind of off strategy, and hopefully put something together late in the race, kind of like what we did at Richmond. So here are your stories. Martin Truex Jr., the hometown hero, maybe, won the pole. B.J. McLeod just doesn't look like himself. Martin Truex Jr. is well prepared for this race. Of course he would be. And Darrell Wallace Jr. isn't nearly as fast as they expected. It is Richard Petty. But when is Martin Truex Jr. not prepared for Dover? I mean, he was even prepared for Dover in his rookie season. Look at this Pro Stock gear. See, that's what I mean by make something happen late. Is, you know, if I get a restart with, say, 2 laps to go, I mean, look at how strong we are firing off. And here's what I've learned about Dover. It feels natural to let the car want to run higher. You know, kind of like what you do at Rockingham. You kind of enter low and then work towards the wall. Don't let that happen. Because it might look like I'm driving terrible right now. The car's loose. But if you try to run that little seam thing in between the bottom and the second groove, you're going to spin. Car's a little tight right now. But you will spin out if you try that. Or at least burn off your rubber. But like I said, I'm not expecting much for this race. I want to become, you know, Mr. Consistency. I don't want to wreck out of any more races like what happened at Texas. And I have this guy right up in front of me, Brad Keselowski, to blame for that. I wanted to wreck him right there, but then I kind of came to my senses. I can get him at some point when it benefits me.
Still there, 3 wide.
What do you mean 3 wide, Jeff? When you said that, we were at max going 2 wide. I tell you what, Jeff Gordon's still upset about Phoenix. I think he's trying to confuse Clint Bowyer into quite possibly wrecking. Ooh, I just let my teammate below me. Yeah, the car, it feels like it wants to turn, but then it doesn't. You know, like right now, it gives me the hint that it wants to turn, but then it'll plow and then get loose. You know, it's loose tight. It's about as bad handling as your average Dover race in NASCAR Chase for the Cup would go. Kind of in a four-wheel slide coming off turn 4. And I have just barely enough gasoline to make it to the end of the stage.
Yellow flag.
Caution flag. I'm not going to pit because I know how strong this car is on fire-off.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready. Green
Is that much of the wall at Dover blue? It seems like more blue than the wall should be.
All right, clear outside.
See, look at how good this car is right on the restart. Doesn't drive nearly that good, you know, into a run, but imagine if this was a, say, 2-lap restart. How great that would be for me. This car does not like 3 and 4. But then again, it doesn't like 1 and 2 either. This would make for a good drag car. Like, it likes to go straight
You got room.
into Truex. I mean, he was fishtailing all the way down the back stretch. I mean, he was swerving so much, it was like he was trying to fend off the police.
Outside, outside. Inside. You're all clear on
Okay,
the
just,
bottom.
you know, Truex is going to disregard all of that. Yep, Truex doesn't give a crap.
Got one inside.
Someone was leaning on him for about 3 miles.
Clear down low.
Kyle Busch can't drive, though.
Hold your line. Got one outside.
Maybe he can. He didn't wreck.
5 to go. 5 to go.
Alright, so this is when I start to show my bad habits. Because you see, I was starting to get frustrated, and now I'm losing time. Just got to get back into it. Get to the inside of Hamlin.
Stay on the bottom here.
Drift it a little. Keep drifting it.
Outside, outside.
That wasn't a drift. That was a 4-wheel slide. And talk about 4-wheel slide.
Don't earn you a few stage
Brad Keselowski saves my stage. That's cool. I wasn't even in 4th. It scored Keselowski as behind me. No way. Where is he? 17th? What? I could risk dropping the pressure just a little bit. If it's bad, I'll just change it back. I'm not taking a huge swing at it like I did at Texas and then going wrecking myself.
One's ready. Inside.
Look at this restart gear.
Use it if you need it.
41 laps in Stage 2. May I ask why?
Inside. All right, clear low. Inside. Clear low.
So we only have about 20 laps on gas to start a run. So if I don't save a little
All clear.
or do that,
Got one inside. You got room. You're clear.
getting fed up with this 19. That's why I'm running him like this. Because, you know, he hooks the bottom and he drives like freaking Superman. So I hate to break it to you Truex fans,
Clear
but
low.
there he goes. You know, I probably owe it to Kyle Busch to just let him by because of how gentlemanly he raced me at Richmond. You know, he let me by twice, and, you know, you couldn't really ask that on anybody else at Richmond.
Got a car low
Tight.
now.
Kyle, just go by. Have fun with the lead. I mean, I'm in a full slide all the way through the corners, so it's probably smart for Kyle to lead the field anyway.
Got one inside.
Man, I am
You got room. You're clear.
not even really in a controlled slide, just in a slide. I want to mention something. Drift racing is the one type of racing that I have zero idea about how it works. From what I know, there's judges, and it's I guess similar to Monster Jam in some ways. But number one, I haven't watched Monster Jam since it was on Speed, and I think you know how long ago that was at this point. So I don't even know if Monster Jam still exists in the same way that I thought it did.
Car there on your outside.
Truex,
Top free. Use it if you need it. Hold your
what is going on
outside. All clear.
right now? I swear, if anyone actually is my rival,
All right.
it is Martin Truex Jr.
Car there on the inside. Clear low. Car there on the inside. All right, you're clear. Hold your line. Got one outside. Car there on the
All right.
inside. All right.
I'm
Hold your line.
pretty much just holding everyone up at this point.
Got a car low now.
Okay.
Steady, driver, 3 wide. Hold your line. Got one outside. Got one inside.
Look at this slide I'm in.
Low.
I mean, there was not a single point through 3 and 4 that I was actually controlling the vehicle.
All clear. Car there on your outside. All clear.
Haven't done a very good job at conserving fuel at all. Got 7 laps remaining on gas,
Looking inside
but
now.
30 laps to go in the stage, and we only have 20 laps of fuel per refill.
That's the halfway mark. Car there on the inside.
All right, so I'm in 13th now. There's a bit of a gap between where I am and the next car behind me. I'm hoping to use up that gap a little. Hey, look, Kyle Busch is the leader still. It's probably my fault from, trying to wreck Martin Truex Jr. 100,000 times and still couldn't. I think that proves something about the AI in this game, though. Again, the AI is god-awful. Because, you saw how aggressively I was hitting the 19. What driver you think could withstand that? 5 times every single lap, getting absolutely full speed, hip checked, and not lose it. Okay, the car up in front is pitting.
You're almost out of gas.
I'm going to stay out 1 extra lap. Because I don't want to be in this tire situation next time by. Well, not next time by, but, after the cycle ends near the end of the stage. I don't want to be in this, practically feels like a free fall that I'm in. But it's because of how bad these tires are.
Got a car low now.
Don't know what the speed limit is.
You're going too fast.
I guess I didn't speed. Now, the car got worse with that tire pressure adjustment, so I'm going to go back to 20 PSI. Now just wait. You see how we're going to be 4 laps short? So that really don't help me. But all of us are going to be, so I guess we're all in the same boat at least. Probably should have told the crew not to fix the damage, because I'm probably just putting myself in a hole by telling them to do so. I mean, it didn't take very long, but I still did lose a little bit of time. Even if it was one spot. Okay. Alright. I'm not really sure what to make of that. I guess I didn't fall a lap down. I did make up some spots. So, I don't know. This restart speed is what I want to use up at the end of the race.
You got room. You're clear. Car high. Careful.
Look at this. 4 wide.
Clear on the bottom. All right, you're clear.
Hey, I had to get the 4 wide move out of the way. Even though, you know, I kind of ran Gentleman Kyle Busch into the wall, and I'm probably not going to even be able to keep the lead anyway. It was still fun.
Got one inside. You got room. You're clear.
Oh, Newman. Why did I expect him not to wreck? Did I see what I did to him? I don't know. I kind of want to pit, but I kind of don't. It's me and Jimmy Johnson again.
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready here. Reach out. Let's go. Car on the outside now. You got room. You're clear.
See, look at the level of a jump I can get when I'm restarting on the front row. Not quite when I'm Tokyo drifting, but still. I'm hoping the field can get a little bit spread out, because I am, you know, probably going to lose the lead here to Jimmy Johnson. Or Martin Truex Jr., wherever he came from.
Inside. Clear low.
But I am hoping to stay, you know, kind of near the front.
Hold your line. Got one inside. All right, you're clear. Got one down low now.
See, if Truex is going to pass me, I want him to pass me quick. Well, I guess that was one way.
Got one down low now.
I thought that I could run the high side, because, you know, that's how Dover works.
10 to go.
But I shouldn't have expected that out of this game. Because, you know, at Dover, you really can run from the top to the wall nowadays when the track rubbers in. So I was just kind of blindly hoping that I could let Truex by and keep, you know, Johnson and Almirola behind me, but why would I ever think that? I mean, Ryan Newman, I wrecked terribly, and he's running me down right now.
Car there on the inside. All clear.
But does he want round 2? That's my question. Got to really ease the car on the exit of the corners.
Caution.
Well, I guess I can't say no to that. 12th spot. Cars stayed out. Cars stayed out. That's my hope. I see Bobby Carter up there. I see some idiots.
Freeze out. Clear low, bud. Hard from the outside. Outside.
All right, here we go. Gonna try and send it.
You're all clear up top. Hard from the outside. Outside. All right, you're clear.
Look at this.
All right.
Way to
clear
go,
outside.
Denny. I said last week that there's no way you'd leave the bottom open for someone who's faster. But he turned out to be the better man. Dennis proved me wrong. He's a better person than I thought. Alright, how about that? Cars staying out allowed me to win stage number 2. That's pretty cool.
Great job.
Joey Gase, 13th in the stage. So that's another good point buffer. You know, I'm more or less looking to maximize my opportunities to score points this season. So we're going to have to pit at least once in the final stage, because it appears to be 42 laps.
All right, you're coming to the green. Be ready here. Car outside. Hold your line. All clear.
Or 39 after the caution laps. Car's still on a 4-wheel slide. And Martin Truex Jr. is back up into second. Touched the apron, the car wanted to slide after I did that. So, the goal... Look at Truex taking the top. But of course he can make it work. Remember when I tried to do it? All I did was lose time. Well, look at him. Yeah, I bet you he'll pass me on the outside here. Them runs. Really makes me wish the player car could do that. That'd make for a fun race.
Outside.
Well, there he goes.
You're all clear up top.
I wasn't going to let that happen.
Car there on your outside.
You know how I race this guy.
Still there.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. The car actually really did just get tight.
Got one inside.
Like, that wasn't a blatant wreck attempt. That was literally, I drove straight so I wouldn't spin. Because I could feel, for some reason, the rear end felt like it wanted to turn better than the front. And the rear end's the one that doesn't turn. So, I'm in a bit of a conundrum right now. It really is annoying, though, how impossible to beat the AI are, though. You know, Truex and Hamlin could just run the top like absolutely no one's business. But I try to run there and I lose 4 spots instantly.
Inside. Bottom 3. Use it if you need it.
You see, it's a multi-groove racetrack for the AI, but it's a single-groove racetrack for the player. Produces an interesting dynamic
Outside.
of that. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep up with the AIs. That was bad.
Got a car low now.
Well, Johnson didn't forget it, at least. Yeah, this car has died at this point. Nothing left in it.
Got a car low now. Hold your line. Got one outside.
I'm trying my hardest not to nose it into the fence.
Still there. All clear. Got one down low now.
All right, I'm stopping. Come on, game. Caution, please. Caution. Idiots. Okay. I pitted as soon as I possibly could, so that the game couldn't DNF me.
All right,
At least that was the hope.
Going green. Be ready here.
Okay.
Car low now.
The game couldn't cheat me out,
Clear
and give
down
me a
low.
DNF. 20 laps remaining on gas, 22 laps remaining in the race. I wonder if I could save that. Here, you know what? I'm going to try and save.
Car there on your outside. All right, clear outside. Clear all around. Got a car high now. All right, you're clear.
You know what? I don't think saving's doing me any good, to be honest with you.
All right, clear outside.
I tried it, realized I wasn't really saving anything, because
Clear.
you don't really use the brakes much here anyway, so I'm just going to try and
Top free. Use it if
muscle
needed.
my way to at least like a top 15.
All right, you're clear. Careful, still there. All right, you're clear. Got a car high now. All right, you're clear. All right, you're clear.
Well, Truex is still running away with the lead. Although I am into that top 15 spot I was talking about.
Careful, still there. Clear high, bud.
It really makes my blood boil, though, the fact that the AIs can run the top. And there's 0% chance the player car could get away with that. But hey, at least the player car can lean on every single AI like they're not even there.
Clear.
That's kind of good, right?
All clear.
By no stretch of the imagination isn't realistic. But that's how the game was made. You know, what I did right there, even though it was a mistake, like 2 cars should have wrecked. You know? All right, here we go to the inside of the 9. Made that pass work. Blaney leaving the door open. Ooh, I touched the apron. Couldn't really capitalize there. You notice how Blaney never even really acted like he got loose from that?
All right, you're clear.
I don't get it. All right, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. 11 laps remaining. 8 laps, however, on gas. I touched the apron twice during that corner. That was terrible. I'm always uncomfortable with pitting with less than 10 laps to go, but I have no choice, and I don't think the rest of the field does either. But I want to be one of the last cars on the pit road, just in case a caution comes out. You know, I don't want to be stuck a lap down. Bubba, block everyone. Block everyone. You're doing good. Block someone. Now you're blocking no one. He was doing good there for a moment, blocking his future team owner.
You're almost out of the gas. Pitting ahead of you.
All right, I'm pitting. How about, no, I'm not pitting. Okay. All right. I can dig it. Give me tape. All right, that's what I want. I want some tape to end this race with. I'm in 28th spot. Oh, well.
Coming to the green. Be ready here. Car there on the inside. Clear low, bud. Hold your line. Got one outside. 2 to go.
2 laps remaining.
Got a car high now. All clear. Clear all around. Stay low. Stay low. All right, you're clear. White flag, next time by. Hold your line, got one outside. Got a car low now. Low's clear. All clear. Clear high, bud. All clear. Top 10, nice job.
Hey, what was my goal entering this race? A top 10? I wrecked Denny Hamlin. I finished 7th. I did just about everything I wanted to do. You know, here I am trying to get a shot for the thumbnail. And I just realized something about this replay. Watch when I come down the racetrack. See how the tires in the front end of the car clip into the ground when I come back down the racetrack? Also, one thing I want to mention. How do I keep wrecking on, you know, trying to get on the pit road? Did it twice at Auto Club, do it twice at Dover. And I never really finished bad, and I have not DNF'd from it yet. You know, my worst finish from doing that twice is 14th. I finished 14th at Auto Club, and now I've went and finished 7th at Dover. In fact, those are my worst 2 finishes of the year outside of Dash Dash, and that was like a negative position. So arguably, depending on how you see it, I might have finished better than first in that race. But anyway, I'd say that 7th place was a successful result. After all that, Denny Hamlin did, in fact, finish in 8th. Martin Truex Jr. won again. So we still have not had any more unique winners. Kind of strange that it's just been me and Truex up front. The big 2? I feel like that's not a very accurate way of putting it. Because it's more like the big one. It's the fat man and the little boy. Last was Brad, which I guess is unfortunate. I'm happy about it because he wrecked me out of Texas. Fastest lap was Martin Truex Jr. Of course, it's Dover. He led the most laps at Dover, you know. Matt Kenseth has finally done something this year. And tough break goes to BK. Started 6th, finished 40th. Need to point out on my wall of random objects, I do, in fact, have a magnet from a die-cast of Martin Truex Jr.'s first career win back here from Dover. I got a cord that I'm dealing with on my head, so I can't go back there too easily. But you can tell that's Martin Truex Jr.'s first win Okay, so I'm doing this so you can actually tell. There it is. That's the magnet. June 4th, 2007. So now we're actually going to be entering kind of a fun stretch of races. We have first Martinsville, which is going to be good fun. Then Charlotte, which really shouldn't be that bad. Very similar to Atlanta in this game. And then Kansas. I don't expect very much from Kansas. Never actually really raced there in this game. But there's no way it could really be that bad. It can't be as bad as you know, the way Richmond is with the AI. I know that, you know, from experience in NASCAR Heat 4, you can run the top, actually, at Kansas. I just don't know how well that translates to this game, but considering they're the same, shouldn't be very far off. But anyway, me and Martin Truex Jr. leading the field. Kyle Busch still runs in 7th. The playoff grid really hasn't changed. Reddick and Byron are still up in it. Ryan Newman is 1 point out of making it. Joey Gase is still on the bottom of the playoffs. I was giving Bobby Carter credit after Richmond for driving his way up to 33rd in points. Well, he's dropped straight down to 37th. So he's not doing me proud anymore. So anyway, yeah, the next race is going to be Martinsville Speedway. I'm going to have a good time there. And I will see you next time.